Today, I'm going to explain the drama and thriller movie Mili, released in the year 2022. The movie is about a girl who accidentally ends up in her workplace freezer. Her strong willpower helps her survive the freeze-to-death temperature, but her struggle for those 10 hours is real. Watch the recap to find out how the drama unfolds, and don't forget to subscribe to get notified about our next thriller recap. The movie begins with Mili Naudial, who is a bachelor nursing graduate and is taking an IELTS course to get a job as a nurse in Canada. She lives with her father, Niranjan Naudial. Niranjan is secretly smoking in the bathroom, but Mili finds out and once again explains to her father that smoking increases blood pressure and causes cancer. Niranjan promises her that he will not smoke again. She then goes to the neighborhood to give insulin to Devki Negi as per routine. Devki tells Mili that Niranjan came to their house and was worried about Mili going to Canada. Mili says their house is mortgaged, and soon the bankers will foreclose on it. She only wants to go to Canada so that she can earn more money and so that her father doesn't have to work so hard. Mili has been receiving calls from an ID named Samira since this morning, which she ignores. Niranjan drops Mili off at the academy to take IELTS classes. After classes, Mili goes to a restaurant called Dune's Kitchen, where she is working part-time. Mili works very hard there. A foreign customer asks the restaurant manager where their meat comes from, but the manager and other workers do not understand him. Mili replies to the foreign customer that their meat comes from their own poultry farm. The customer appreciates Mili's command of English by observing her manner of speaking. Mili is very happy to hear this. Mili receives a call at her workplace, which she hangs up on, saying they are out of stock. Mili's colleague Hasleen asks her if the caller was her boyfriend Samir Kumar, to which Mili replies that she is upset because Samir was jobless and Mili wanted him to get a job, but he went to play cricket instead of a job interview. That's why Mili is not receiving Samir's calls. Actually, Mili has saved her boyfriend's number as Samira in her mobile. After the shift, Mili goes to watch a movie with Niranjan. Samir is also present in the cinema hall. Mili is shocked to see him there, as she hasn't told Niranjan about Samir yet. The next day, Mili meets Samir and accepts his apology. Mili's days pass with the same routine. She clears IELTS on her third attempt, after which she applies for a Canadian visa. Both Niranjan and Samir are sad, as they don't want to send Mili so far away. One day, when Mili returns home from work, she finds that Niranjan is smoking again. When Mili searched the house, she discovered many cigarettes. Niranjan promises her one last time that he will not smoke again. Mili tells her father that she doesn't want to lose him like her mother, so he should take care of his health. The next day, when Mili is at work, she receives a call from Samir, who gives her the good news of getting a job in Delhi. Mili takes an early leave from work to meet Samir. They both go to the temple. Mili tells Samir that she is going to talk to her father about their relationship. She was just waiting for Samir's job. On their way back, the police stopped them both. Samir doesn't have a helmet and has been drunk, due to which both are taken to the police station. Niranjan comes to the police station to take Mili. Niranjan gets angry with Mili after knowing about Samir like this. Mili also feels guilty. When Mili arrives at work the next day, she discovers that a rat has gotten into the kitchen stock and has ruined many things. Mili and her coworker Ladu were in charge of handling the stock, so the manager gets angry with them both. Samir tries to contact Mili, but Mili doesn't talk to him, so he comes to the restaurant to meet her, and Mili completely ignores him. Hasleen has to attend a family function, so she leaves early. Mili doesn't have the courage to face Niranjan, so she stays at Dune's kitchen. Hasleen calls her and asks if she went home, but Mili tells her that she is still at work. Hasleen convinces him to go home and try to talk to Niranjan. On the other hand, the manager is talking to someone on the phone when the meat delivery arrives. The manager orders that 2 employees who are leaving put the delivery boxes in the freezer. They bring the boxes to the kitchen. Mili is punched out, but they both tell her to put the boxes in the freezer as they both have plans elsewhere, so they are in a bit of a hurry. Mili agrees and starts putting the boxes in the freezer one by one. The manager is unaware of Mili's presence, so he locks the freezer door when he finds it open. Finally, he checks the punch-out list, according to which all the employees are gone. That's why he also starts closing the restaurant. When Mili realizes that she is locked out, she calls out to the manager, but he doesn't hear her and leaves. She panics a lot, then remembers that she left both her mobile and wallet on the counter. Mili tries to break down the freezer door, but is unable to do so. On the other hand, Samir is leaving for Delhi. He tries to call Mili several times, but she does not pick up. Niranjan also gets worried as Mili is late, against the norm. He calls Hasleen and asks. Hasleen also gets worried, so she calls all the other workers and also the manager, but they all tell her that Mili has punched out while she is shivering in the freezer. As time passes, the freezing temperature also drops gradually. Mili has a sudden idea that the last show in the cinema hall is about to end soon, so she stands by the door with a steel tray and looks at her watch. As people start to leave the hall, Mili bangs on the door with a tray and calls for help, but no one hears her. A boy is briefly attracted to Mili's sounds, but then his father takes him away. Mili gets frustrated once again. Mili's hands and feet are freezing due to the cold, so she takes her shirt out of her bag, tears it off, and wraps it around her hands and feet. She also uses duct tape to protect herself from the cold as much as possible. Meanwhile, Niranjan goes to the police station and complains that his daughter has not reached home yet. In the freezer, Mili tries to stop the wind by placing cardboard on the fans with duct tape, but due to the high air pressure, the cardboard won't stay on them. She falls down, and a passing rack hits her hand and falls on top of her, breaking Mili's ankle. On the other hand, the inspector tells Niranjan that Mili might be with her boyfriend. Niranjan goes to Samir's house with his neighbor Mohan, where he finds that Samir has left for Delhi. He returns home disappointed. Hasleen also arrives at Mili's house with her husband. Mohan calls on Samir's mobile, but at the same time Samir also arrives at Mili's house. Niranjan gets angry at seeing him and starts beating him. He asks Samir about Mili, but Samir is also clueless. He also gets worried after learning about Mili's disappearance. In the next scene, we see Mili suffering even more because of her injured legs. She sees a mouse there, which tries to warm itself by coming to her. Rather than give up, Mili tries one more time and uses a steel rod to stop the fan's propellers. She manages to remove the netting from the fan but is unable to stop the propellers, while Niranjan, Samir, and everyone else are trying to find Mili. Niranjan tells Samir that he is ready to accept their relationship, but only if he tells him where his daughter is. Samir replies that Mili will never prioritize his love over her father's 24 years of upbringing. She is not that type of girl. Samir takes the help of his friends, who find out that Mili has not even reached the temple. They all go to the police station once again. In the freezer, Mili starts a fire with a lighter to protect herself from the cold and starts burning her Ilt's book, but soon has to stop the fire because of the smoke. She then uses the igloo effect to place boxes around her and shield herself, which gives her some protection from the cold. At the police station, Niranjan is once again sitting in front of S.I. Satish Rawat. Satish is not paying attention to this case at all. When Samir tells him that they should track Mili's mobile phone, he gets angry and starts hitting him. Satish blames him for kidnapping Mili and asks him about her whereabouts. Then Inspector Ravi Prasad reaches the police station and inquires about the situation. Niranjan tells him that his daughter has been missing for the last 4 hours, and he has come to the police station for the 3rd time, but Satish has not filed a report yet. Ravi, hearing this, gets angry at Satish for his carelessness. Ravi orders Satish to contact the cyber cell to track Mili's phone. Ravi also talks to the manager and orders him to send the punch-out update as soon as possible. Satish gets angry to see Ravi himself lead Mili's case. A rickshaw driver used to harass Mili. They interrogated him too. Locked in the freezer, Mili cries profusely when she finds that her only companion, a mouse, has frozen to death. Samir takes his friend's bike to meet Laddu. After meeting Laddu, he learns that they had left before Mili, while Mili was putting boxes of meat in the freezer at their request, despite punching out. While in the freezer, Mili, instead of giving up, wraps herself up with plastic wrap and starts hitting the meat packets at the propellers to stop them, and she succeeds. Samir realizes that Mili might be locked in the freezer, and when he calls his friend to tell him, his mobile phone turns off. That's why he tries to reach the mall by riding a bike very fast, but on the way, he hits a car and gets into an accident. He asks the driver for help to reach the mall. Meanwhile, the cyber cell calls Satish and gives the last location of Mili's mobile, which is the mall, but Satish does not give this information to Ravi. The constable is saddened to see this, and when he tries to do it himself, Satish stops him. An inmate in the jail comes to know about all this. He signals the constable and starts beating up his fellow inmate, which gets Satish distracted. In the meantime, the constable tells Ravi about Mili's location. Outside the mall, Niranjan stands with Mohan, saddened by his harsh behavior with Mili. Then the old watchman of the mall comes there. When he learns that Niranjan's daughter is missing, he asks him to show her picture. Seeing Mili's photo, the watchman says that Mili went into the mall but did not come out. Then the police also arrived there. The manager also comes on the spot and opens the restaurant. Samir reaches there even though he is injured. When the freezer door opens, Mili is found in a very bad state. They all think that Mili might be dead, but when Mili realizes that Niranjan is with her, she calls out to him. She was rushed to the hospital. The doctor reassures Niranjan that Mili is perfectly fine and surprisingly survived despite spending so much time in the freezer. Niranjan gets happy hearing this. When Mili wakes up the next morning, she finds Samir and Niranjan answering her questions for each other, wondering how they could become friends in such a short time. Mili tells them that she doesn't want to leave them anywhere and wants to stay with them. The movie ends with the old security guard meeting Niranjan to inquire about Mili's well-being. He tells Niranjan that Mili was the only one in the crowd who used to smile at him, and that's why he remembered Mili's face well. On the way, he asks Niranjan for Mili's name, to which he proudly tells him his daughter's name. Overall, Mili is a great movie to watch with an amazing storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch our next thriller recap, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments section about your next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Stay thrilled.